Hey everybody, hope you're doing well on this Friday. We're about to get a nasty storm, so I'm going to make this quick in case, we have to go hide in the closet. Okay, yep, I'm going there today. I got my Valor on. Oh, you know what, I'm going to do some abundance so that you guys listen to me. That's a thing, a little side effect of abundance. Helps you speak the words you want to speak. Okay, let's dive in. Totally going there with you guys. 12 to 18-year-olds who do sports. 12 to 18-year-olds who drink sports drinks and don't do sports. We're talking about that. 12 to 18-year-olds who wear sports wear. Guys, before I dive in, I have to talk about this. I'm doing this series in case you're new, in case you're just catching this on YouTube later, in case somebody shared it to your Facebook page or messaged you. The series is called Roots Up, and we're talking about from in utero up until 18. I haven't decided if we'll dive into adults yet, but I hate to mess with you guys, right? But I'm doing this series because 117 million adults have, in the U.S. alone, have chronic health conditions. Just one. 1 in 4 adults, so 25% of our population, that's a big, big number, have 2 or more chronic health conditions. So as we've been diving in and we've been talking about, toxins and all of that kind of thing. Mr. Weir, could you please go somewhere else? My husband is cleaning right now as I'm trying to do this, so please forgive us. Oh my word, and it's a little distracting. So as you look at these stats, here's the thing. I got to tell you why y'all are sick, because you're using toxins, using makeup that's going to kill you or disrupt your hormones or give you the breast cancer or give you all the cancers, right? We've already talked about so many of those things. So today, but I thought, here's the thing. Many times we don't want to start with us, but we'll move heaven and earth for our kids, right? It's a true story. When Zion got cancer, my oldest kid, and he's fine now in case you're new. You might be like, wait, what happened? He's fine. But when he got cancer, we lived paycheck to paycheck. It was rough. We were on the struggle bus financially. So if you add medical bills and then you add, Jenware's about to make everybody go plant-based, organic, no crap, right? Then that's going to cost some money. But when your kid's life is on the line, you're like, oh, I guess it doesn't matter. I guess I'll sell one of the other kids, right? So my point is, here's the thing. When it's our kids, we will do anything. So this is why I'm starting with our kids. Guys, my daughter had a birth defect. Don't tell me that it was just like, oh, that just happened. I am 1000% convinced that it was likely nonsense that we had been exposed to. I can't prove it, but I'm just convinced. But before I dive in and talk about all these sports drinks, let's have a chat about sportswear, shall we? Okay, I thought you'd enjoy that. My family knows if I see somebody with an Under Armour shirt, an Under Armour something, an Under Armour anything, I am like, ugh! Like, it makes me so freaking angry. When my son played football, tackle football for like a minute, because we can't deal with the Frisco nonsense tackle, whatever, then he played flag. But even still, I saw Under Armour everywhere. I mean, it's on every kid, and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder how you'd feel if your little peewee there was in a sweatshop right now making that shirt for somebody else. Inquiring minds want to know. Yep, it's true, my friends. Maybe you guys don't believe me. Maybe you don't know, but I'm about to lay it out. You guys, as I was researching this just to check my facts, I found out Gap, my beloved Gap, it's like telling me my MAC makeup's going to kill me. Gap, one of the worst ones. I'm like, well, Gap, see you later. Guess we're never meeting again. Walmart. Whole Foods. Y'all know about Whole Foods. I mean, my husband calls it whole paycheck, but, whatever. But Under Armour. Under Armour. Guys, if I see you and I see your kid walking around with an Under Armour shop bag, I will totally judge you. I'm just being straight. I'm just being real. I'm going to judge you because I'm like, I hope you know that was made by some child who was in a sweatshop, who had to work under horrible conditions. Not only that, but just human rights in general, not just children, but people. Let me read this to you. I pulled it up so I wouldn't forget. If you look up ethicalconsumer.org, worst ethical consumer rating for environmental reporting. And maybe you guys are like, Jen, I'm not a tree hugger. I know, you should be, because God told us to take care of the earth. Animal rights, they use leather. Okay, I get it. Some of you guys shoot animals and eat them, whatever. Human rights, operations in oppressive regimes. So they literally set up shop in regimes where these people fear for their freaking life. How many of you guys enjoyed watching the North Korean athletes in the summer? Sorry, cancel that. In the Winter Olympics, and did you think to yourself, man, what they got to go back to? That sucks out loud. Like, true story, right? Totally. That's what I thought. And so I see your kid with an Under Armour shirt or whatever, or I see Under Armour, all over Dick's Sporting Goods, and I'm like, the people who made that, do you even know what they have to go through, where they live? I'm just saying. Oh, P.S. Under Armour ain't cheap. I'll give you Walmart is cheap. Okay, you're doing that so you can charge us cheap. Not Under Armour. Worst ethical consumer rating for supply chain management. Supplier accused of undermining new minimum wage in El Salvador. Dude, El Salvador has enough of its own problems. Under Armour, get out, please. Okay. Let me read this last one. Worst ethical consumer rating for cotton sourcing, what am I, from Texas? Cotton sourcing policies. Worst ethical consumer rating. There's that. Okay. Now I'm all done harping on you guys about Under Armour. But just know, you've been told, when you know better, you do better. Today, I was just told, guys, here's the thing. I'm always learning stuff. I was just told by a good friend that the medical insurance company that we are with doesn't allow, how do I say this and not alienate most of my followers on Facebook? They will not, never mind. They do something that we don't like. I'll just say that. I'm sure I'll do Facebook Live another day. And so now I have a choice. Now I have to go, I guess I need to find a new medical insurance company, don't I? All right, let's dive in. Sports drinks. Sports drinks. I've talked to several trainers, so I feel like I've got some street cred here, right? I've talked to some pros in the sports industry. Sports drinks are so trendy. That's all. They're trendy. Keep that word in your mind. But they are grossly unnecessary. And it's just a mindset that you've bought into, your kids bought into, their coaches have bought into, because it's so well advertised. It's a mindset issue. You and your kid do not need these. I'm going to hit up 3 companies, actually 4. One I'll just touch on because it's an amino acid thing, and I was just learning about that. But when I see the sports happening around North Texas, or like when people would have to bring snacks, my kids would always know, yeah, honey, you know what? You can't have any of the snacks that that parent brought. No disrespect against that parent, but you are not having Gatorade. Like, hell no. You are not having Powerade. Muscle milk, like we don't even drink milk, but heck to the no. First thing is, Powerade is a Coke company. Let's just be straight up. It's kind of like when I started learning about toxins, and I'm like, wait, what? Greenworks? They have a bad rating on the Think Dirty app. My husband's like, what do you expect? It's made from Clorox. I'm like, oh, yeah, duh. Okay, it's a bleach company. Of course. Of course. So it's made from the Coke company. They doesn't say Church of Coke. They're not trying to give you something nice. Anyway, the first 2 ingredients, glucose, fructose, which are sneaky ways of saying high fructose corn syrup. Maybe you don't care about high fructose corn syrup. That's cool. But do you care about your kid catching every stomach bug and every flu and all of that runs around our culture? This is the thing. When I see people posting about like the flu, the this, and I'm like, just stop drinking sugar, for heaven's sakes. You'll be fine. Works in our family. 34 grams of sugar to a, hold on, please hold, to a 20 ounce Yeah, 20-ounce bottle of Powerade. 20 ounces, that's a lot. But 24 grams of sugar. Maybe it doesn't sound like a lot, but let me break it down to you. That's essentially 7.5 teaspoons of sugar right here. See, this is a 16-ounce cup, right? So you got that much sugar swirling around the bottom, okay? Maybe you're like, come on, it's just one thing. Okay, let me go a little further for you guys. 1 teaspoon of sugar. So now we have 7.5. Let's be nice and say, okay, only 7. But 1 teaspoon of sugar suppresses the immune system for 6 hours. Also, let me go back. Cancer feeds on sugar. So there's that. 1 teaspoon of sugar suppresses the immune system for 6 hours. Here's what happens. Your kid playing football, I'm trying to think of all the winter sports. Maybe, I guess basketball, that's a thing, right? I don't like basketball, so. Anyway, they play in the winter. They knock back their Powerade. They're around all those other germy people, and their immune system's already suppressed because they've been exercising. That happens, right? So you need to support your immune system as you're working out. And then they knock back 7 teaspoons of sugar. They have now wickedly suppressed their immune system, and their body has no chance. You guys wonder, why are we always so sick? There you go. That's the short term. Maybe you're like, I'm cool. It's okay. I don't mind my kid getting sick every year. All right. In the long term, more sugar causes high blood pressure. It can actually cause high cholesterol, because what happens is it nicks the inside of your veins, and your body, God designed our bodies amazingly, so it goes in, and I won't be able to tell you all the technical terms, but there's something, it's like, I call it spackle for your arteries. So the spackle for your arteries goes in and does the thing, and then it clogs up, and before you know, you're like, woo! And now your kid has got high cholesterol down the road, and they're like, oh, well, it must be hereditary because my dad had it. Well, does your dad drink Powerade? Maybe. Okay, ADD, ADHD, all the things. Gatorade. Let me just harp on them for a minute. Same thing, 34 grams of sugar. Has sucrose, dextrose. What the heck are these words? It's table sugar. Stop it. There's coloring. I'm like, would you just take a bottle of food coloring? I feel like no. Especially because in 2018, come on, it's like putting carrageenan and stuff, right? Like, who does that? Stop it. We know better. If you're putting food coloring and you're not using beet juice, or you're not using natural products to flavor or color your stuff, you're having fun wrong. Also, there's vegetable oil in Gatorade. Why? Guys, you're taking vegetable oil in. Have fun with that. The third thing is muscle milk. I look at this, I'm like, that just sounds gross to me. I'm not a milk fan anyway. But anyway, so it's not healthy. It's just not. They sold it at the gym that we went to, and I would look at it and be like, I can't with you people. Muscle milk? Seriously? I can't. There's too much protein in it, number one, in one sitting. 18 grams of protein in one sitting. Now, hear me, because now my trainer friends would be like, hey, I thought we were on the same page. We're not. You know that. The American population does not have a protein deficiency. Nobody in the history of ever has come up in America short on protein. I promise you. We're the only country in the whole wide world. I want you guys to think about this. We're the only country in the world that our poverty level people are obese. Wow. That was a little bit of a mic drop, wasn't it? So it's super high in protein, and not in a good way. But the other thing is, it has high fructose corn syrup in it, in milk. Last I heard, cows did not produce that naturally. So here's me. Dude, just put protein in it with the milk. You're done. You know what we call that? A protein shake. There's maltodextrin in it. I've railed on maltodextrin a few times before when I was talking about supplements. But it's the metabolism death food. So after a workout, the last thing you need to do is kill off your metabolism. The whole point of working out is to boost your metabolism, right? That's how we do the things. So if you're drinking something, or if your supplement has maltodextrin in it, you're having fun wrong. Just saying. The last one I looked up was about osmose aminos. It just came up on popular sports drinks. And it also has, the first 2 ingredients are sucrose and dextrose, table sugar. So then I was like, ooh, does ours have that? Because I take AminoWise, which, thank you, Neil Shortell, for telling me about this, because I super love this. If you are like me, or you're like my husband, and you work out hard and you sweat like never mind, I was like, I was about to say something really inappropriate. Sorry. And you sweat a lot, or you're an endurance athlete, yeah, you need to replace your aminos for sure. This I'm looking at, I was like, oh, phew, okay, yeah, no sugar at all. No sugar substitutes, right? I'm like look, can you tell I'm 45? I'm like doing this thing. None of that. I've had people try this and they're like, it tastes, it's not sweet. I'm like, you know why? Because there's no sugar. Yes, and if you are human, you need aminos. Yes, you don't have to be an endurance athlete to need aminos. To replace your electrolytes as efficiently, as much as we think we need, yeah, you really need to be an endurance athlete. But aminos, no. So here's the moral of the story. Unless your kid or you is an endurance athlete, you really don't need to replace your electrolytes like that. You just don't. You know what's good after an hour of running around and getting sweaty? Water. I know. I'm like, wow, that's free. It's true. And there's no sugar in water. Shouldn't be. That's what you need. Really. That's all. I promise you. If your kid has practice, and I've seen those Little League practices, it's not that hard, guys. I love baseball, but let's be real. It's not that hard of a game to play, is it? I mean, they're not getting that hot and tired. But if you really do need to replace your electrolytes, or you're like, I cannot get on that bus, Jen, where my kid works so hard and they are in 50 different sports a week. Okay, maybe your kid does. Then grab some AminoWise. Grab some Ningxia Red. My husband has a coconut water recipe that he loves. He swears by it. He'll put it in like some camel pack and sip it on his 100-mile runs or whatever he does. I don't like it because I don't like coconut water. But if you like coconut water, it's a good one. So there's my soapbox for the day. I'm not sure if I'll come back for this series for next week to talk about adults. We might dive into something different. But in utero to 18-year-olds, go back and watch the rest of the videos, guys. Knowledge is power. Now that you know better, you are obligated morally to do better. And you are morally obligated to go tell somebody all the things. So go do that. Have a good weekend.